Today, we are going to finally be working on a project that I have been planning for years. This is the Spider Cave. Yes, the Spider Cave, an entire spider-themed adventure. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time. So I dug out this giant hole a long time ago. Here's the general idea. You'll come over here, and this will be a spooky-looking spidery cave. You know, you can imagine cobwebs sticking out, maybe even some bones at the entrance, right? From the spider's victims. But then you'll go into the cave and you'll traverse a tunnel with roots hanging down and you dug into the earth and maybe a nest or like a spider egg every once in a while. And the reason I dug out this entire giant cube was so that I could perfectly plan out a pathway that circles around a spider spawner, which you can just see right there. And so everywhere when you're on this path, you're within range of that spider spawner. So the idea is spiders will be spawning constantly and dropping down into this big chamber at the end. That's the idea. So then you keep going around here. At some point, this opens up. This will be like a ledge that leads down into this chamber. And I'm envisioning having a giant spider right here. And there's going to be a million spiders down here, just like a giant arena. Originally, I was also thinking that this would be like an AFK string farm. I think it actually does work. Like if I turn this on, cool, yeah. We get like some water that comes out and a trident killer going in the middle. So basically you'll come across here and you'll go underneath the terrifying, creepy, spindly giant spider and jump into the deepest depths of the spider hole. Yes, the spider hole, officially hereby henceforth known as the spider hole forever. The spider hole is the final attraction. You'll jump in here, you'll fall through a bunch of webs, which will give this cave spider spawner down here a chance to spawn in some cave spiders. And they added the new potion, the like cobweb, the webby potion, the web potion, the getting all tangled up potion. They added that. That means that you can splash spiders or cave spiders, for instance, and then when you kill them, they spawn a bunch more cobwebs around them, which is perfect. It means I can just turn this whole final challenge into basically a cobweb farm, and you just are trying to frantically kill cave spiders left and right, survive for as long as you can, while also grabbing cobwebs too. How are we going to sequence this project? So we're going to kind of actually work our way backwards, starting with the cobweb farm at the very end. And that will also mean that we get to play test and refine it over time while we're building the rest of it. So first is, what's it called? The Get Entangled? The Tangled potion. The webbed? The cobby? We'll have to first figure out the name of the potion. Weaving. Okay, weaving. Okay, if I spawn this in and I splash it. Okay, it has weaving. Oh, that actually is really cool. And that works pretty well. And then I can shear these and I can just grab all the things. Let's just try it. Okay, so we're brewing up some splash weaving potions just to test this out. Let's give it a try. Yeah, I think that pretty much hit right there. And then the question will be, can we put a sculk sensor to trigger that? I think I'm going to do one of the calibrated ones, calibrate it to the specific frequency or whatever you want to call it. There is one for a mob spawning. And if this is close enough to trigger a calibrated sculk sensor here, by the time that signal gets here, they'll probably be like on the floor. Let's try that. So in theory, signal strength 14 will do that. Okay, so if I put a sculk sensor here, now I want to calibrate this to signal strength 14 only. We can do comparator into this, torch, dust, that's 15. This is 14. All right, let's give it a try. Okay, there we go. Did it get it? I think it got it, right? And if I kill him? Yes! Okay, this is so cool. Did he get it too? Don't leave. Stop. Come back. Awesome. I'm happy with this. So I've made some progress here. I built the floor of this with mud, and we've got a ton of hoppers all underneath here, and they're all leading into this little water stream right here. And there's a little circuit right here, a classic spit out everything in the dropper circuit. Anything dropped in there will come along this water stream, it'll go along here, and then it'll zoop up that water elevator right there. And here it is coming out of the ground. it leads up to this spot right here. All the items that come out of here will go into this barrel. I went ahead and just did a little bit of very basic texturing. It's mostly deep slate, but then it starts to blend into tough because I think most of this area up here will be tough. And if we jump in here, you can see I got some webs set up. This will allow that spawner to be spawning spiders this whole time. But down here, I did a little bit more detail. We've mostly just still got the deep slate, but then we have some of this smooth basalt here, some glow lichen, just so it's not pitch black down here. And then just a little bit of depth with some stairs and some walls, stuff like that, just to give it a little bit of texture. And then I did my best to cover up the dispenser that shoots out the weaving potion with some mossy cobblestone around it, just to blend it in slightly more. I think the glow lichen on top of that does a decent job of hiding it. The floor, still mostly mud, but again, just for some detailing, I put in a few path blocks here because path blocks are also shorter than a full block. So items that land on here will still be able to be picked up by the hoppers. And then behind this wall, I finished up the mechanism here. So we still have this calibrated sculk sensor. And then we've got kind of a classic automatic potion brewer here. So there's netherwort, cobwebs, and gunpowder. And then over here, we have all our glass bottles, which are automatically getting filled. And so as it uses potions, it'll automatically start brewing more of them. So let's give this a proper test. We set our spawn here, and here we go. Clearly the spawner's activated. It started to spawn spiders down there. They should be getting splashed with the potions. Oh, we've got a spider coming up. And look at that. We've got some spiders down here. This is not like a place I'm excited to fall into, you know? I think that's a good sign. Okay, I take a lot of damage. So it's definitely, oh man, okay, this is definitely, oh. Well, as far as the first playtest goes, that was definitely deadly and terrifying. So I feel like that's a pretty good sign. Don't think I got a single web out of that. But in theory, if I respawn, my stuff should be coming up, and here it is. Perfect. So that worked. That's a successful test. So what's next? Okay, I spent way longer designing this than I thought I was going to. It's time to meet the protector of the spider cave. Look at that. I'm genuinely really happy with this. Look at those legs. It turns out that a giant spider is a pretty difficult shape to make in Minecraft because it has a lot of really thin lines. And so it was a really fun challenge, and I was instantly flung way outside my comfort zone here. But I'm really proud of this. I think it turned out really cool. Just to see what it looks like, I want to get a little bit of the landscape in around this. So let's make some boulders. And you know what? I'm starting to see the vision. I'm starting to see it. This looks really cool. I've been wanting to do this project for so long. Seeing it actually start to become real is so exciting. And obviously there's still so much to do. I think it needs a web underneath it just for some more contrast against the background. But this looks so cool. You can't say that doesn't look cool. We still have so much of this tunnel to do, and there can be little delightful surprises all along the way. So please, any ideas you have for fun little things we could do, I'm really excited to continue this project. And I'm really excited for you all to be a part of it too. There's a lot more to do, but this is obviously a huge step in the right direction. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you next time.